And the exclusive network interview we are hearing for the first time from United States Attorney General Merrick Garland in his own words.
Yeah, and our Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas has that exclusive and at times emotional conversation. He's joining us now from Oklahoma City. Pierre, good to see you. Hey there.
Good morning. The Attorney General was here in Oklahoma City on the anniversary of that horrific bombing, and he issued a warning on the threat of domestic terror right now. But he's also keeping a watchful eye on the Chauvin trial and the enormous implications of that verdict. I asked him if there was still racism in police departments, and he gave a blunt answer.
I intend to wait until the verdict before I will say anything. And I would urge the American people to do the same, to await the verdict. We will use every resource we have available to ensure that equal justice occurs.
Do you believe there is still pockets of racism and bias within law enforcement, and how widespread do you think it is?
Look, racism is an American problem. I think that it's plain to me that there's has been and remains discrimination against African Americans and other communities of color and other ethnic minorities. I think it's reflected in discrimination in housing, in employment, in the justice system. All of these things are still in America. We do not yet have equal justice under law.
And Pierre, he's acknowledging a problem. What's he planning to do about it?
Well, he's planning on doing more investigations where the Justice Department looks at whether there's systemic bias within a police force. TJ, for the AG, issues of race and discrimination appears to be personal. He got very emotional talking about how his grandparents fled Europe to escape anti-Semitism.
And the country took them in.
It still runs deep with you.
Yeah. And it protected them. At a time when other countries wouldn't. So all of us in our family feel an obligation to public service and try to protect other people in the way the country protected us.
A very emotional moment there for the Attorney General. How did that strike you, Pierre, when you watched him recount what his grandparents went through?
Well, I asked him about the feeling of being the other, and he clearly had an understanding. This runs deep in their family, and it shows you the power, the hurtful power of when there's racism and discrimination, Amy.
And I know you discussed a myriad of topics with the Attorney General, Pierre, and among them, the recent rise in mass shootings. How concerned is he about that trend that we've just seen for so many years continue to tick upwards?
Very, very concerned. He called gun violence in this country an epidemic and warned that the country should not become numb to the carnage that we see playing out every day. I pressed him on whether the administration would push for legislation. He said that they would, but he acknowledged that the gridlock in Washington is very much in place. He's a man clearly with a lot on his plate.
All right. Pierre Thomas, another great conversation, another great reporting from you. So good to have you here on GMA3 with us, Pierre. Take care.
Thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.